right, number 2, let's do it. Okay, so we've now got the building done, so I'm going to go ahead and lock that, and let's unlock the sign wall here. That looks okay, but obviously the sign wall is also going to be the Cecil sign. Now, if you look at the Cecil sign, it does not look that great, so that one's going to need quite a bit of work. But we might be able to make this, it look okay. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to, let's take the sign wall. I'm going to unlock the Cecil sign, or the Cecil part, and I'm going to lock the Cecil wall. Okay, so I can't click on this in any way. Okay, all right. So let's deal with this first. Make this look okay, and then we'll just combine those two together as one. Because I don't think I need to. Oh, you know what? Well, yeah, I got an idea. Okay, so anyway, I want to make this so that it's slightly curved. Okay. As you can see, there's not really any. If I put in the static text, will that give me more options? Let's see. Now, see, there's not really many options as far as things that you can do here. So we have a couple different options. What we're going to do, though, is I'm actually going to take it and break it apart. Okay. So right now, this is a text document. See how it says, or a text object? See how it says text? What I'm going to do is break it apart, and so it's not one long string of text. It's actually pretty easy. Just go modify, break apart, and now they're each individual text objects, which is kind of cool. It's a nice little quick way. And if I wanted to try and keep it like easier, I could like try to offset each one, but I feel like they should be maybe slightly curved a little bit more too. So that's possible. Like that's one break, but now they are those. So now what I do, I'm going to break it again. So we're going to go, because that's what I'm into. Break apart. Boom. Now if you look at them, they are now basically vector graphics. They're now shapes, which then I can manipulate any way that I can normally manipulate shape, which means I can do this. I'm going to use this, what do they call it? The puppet pin and other things, asset warp tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pin here, and I'm going to put a pin here, okay? And then I'm going to put one, let's say, can I put it on the corner? See, I want to put one here. I'm going to put one here, and then we'll put one correspondingly here. Seems about right? Okay, we're going to call that good. All right, good. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take them, and I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to pull this up, like so. I'll grab this guy and pull this one up, like so. And let's turn the mesh off so I can see what I'm doing. It makes it a little bit hard otherwise. Okay. And I am not in love with it. But let's go ahead. I'm going to click the opposite down here and the opposite down here. And let's see if we can just pull this down a little so that it actually gets stretched out a little bit. So let's put one here and one here, and pull this up a little, down a little. I'm going to pull this way a little bit, and then let's grab this one here. Let's see if we pull this up a little bit. I'm going to end up putting one on every letter I'm feeling here. So pretty much that. Too curvy there. It's fine. We'll call it good. Okay. So then we'll just go ahead and do that. And I'm happy with that. I'm going to click off. And there we go. So now we have that. But I would like it to be a little bit better. So I'm going to convert it to a symbol. So actually, let's do a color. Let's convert it to a symbol, and we'll just call it Cecil sign. Don't mind my dog. MC. All right. And she just wants me to play with her, and I'm not going to. Okay, so Cecil sign. And then we can again add a filter to this, and we can do a couple here. So let's do drop shadow. I think that helps a little bit. Let's take the shadow color though, and click on this, and let's do. It should be black actually. That's fine. It's the alpha I want to change. Let's click on that. Here we go. The alpha. So we're gonna take that. I'm gonna bring that down a bunch, something like that. I don't know. Where did I put that? I didn't even see what it was. Blur is 4, that's probably fine. And let's add another one, and there's another one here for bevel. But I don't want it blurred because it looks kind of weird, so I'm going to zero that out and zero that out. And I'm going to take the highlight and take the alpha and bring that down a whole bunch. It doesn't need to be that crazy. And then the shadow, I'm going to take the alpha, and I don't really need the shadow. Well, let's give it a little bit. Doesn't need too much. Go with like that. So that just kind of gives it a little bit more of a three-dimensional feel. Okay. So that's fine. That's acceptable, I guess. Good. So now that's the symbol, and then what I want to do, let me see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't care. It's good enough. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna unlock that sign wall. Make sure I got my select tool. I'm gonna select this. And we'll hold shift and select this object, and then we're going to convert that to a symbol. I'm just going to hit F8, and we'll just call this Cecil wall underscore MC. Bueno. Okay, good. So that means that this one now has nothing in it, right? If I turn that off? Oh, never mind. It's this one. Everything went to this one? Which one did it go to? Okay, so everything's on. So sign wall, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and delete that one. So click the trash can. That'll get rid of the lines. Okay. So there you go. Cecil. I'm going to rename that. I'm going to call it Cecil wall so I know what it is exactly. There we go. Cecil wall. All right, let's go ahead and do the ground. So now we have this ground here. It's going to be the same thing we did before. I'm just going to go ahead and unlock it. Click on this. Hold shift, select that. Actually, let's just go ahead and put a gradient on this real quick. So I'm going to select this color here. And I'm going to go to the color swatch, and we're going to choose this time I'm going to do a radial gradient. And I want this to be more on the yellow spectrum, because I want it to be, put this for the dark color. And then I'm going to get this one. We'll go up to like here for the light color. I don't want it too saturated. Like that. Okay, good. And then I'm again going to grab that gradient tool, and I am going to adjust it some. I can adjust this. Oops, not that part. Give me the other part. There you go. And I'm going to have this go. Oh, you know what? I wanted it the opposite of what it is. So I'm going to do is grab this, yank this one this way. Grab this one, yank this. That's not what I wanted. Get out of here. Where'd you come from? Grab this one, yank this one across this way. I want it to be the opposite of what it is. There we go. And I just want the shadow at the very ends. That's fine. And let's just pull this out. Let's go like this. And I'm going to extend this farther out. Like that. Just so there's a little bit of a subtlety. That looks fine. I'm going to click back on my select tool. I'm going to grab this one, do the same thing, but I'm going to do a gradient, and I'm going to do a linear one. And we're just going to go from, just like this, like light, like kind of brightish gray to more of a darker gray. That's fine. And I'm going to take the linear, the gradient tool here, and thought I was on rotate. Hang on a second. There we go. And I'm just going to go like this, extend this farther out. I want it pretty subtle. And pull this one out this way, like that. That's fine. Okay, good. Go back to my select tool. I'm going to select this one and hold shift, select this one, convert to a symbol. So hit F8. And we'll just call this lawn. I know it's like lawn and lawn path, we'll say. Underscore MC. Okay? Good. Alright. And So now what I want to do is I'm going to Control X that, cut that. I'm going to click off and click back on, and then I'm going to hit delete, and then I'm going to hit Control Shift V. So remember, Control Shift V pastes in place. All right, good. And I think that looks pretty okay. I'm pretty okay with that. Okay. We're going to call that good for that. And then the next thing to do is this character reference and the character itself. We're going to do that in the next one. That's going to be a little bit more complicated. It won't be too bad, but there will be a little bit to it. But it should be nice. Okay. Let's exit this one, and we are almost there.